A very different, very cool Mesa Ridge by Open Range just landed here at Haylett RV of Coldwater, Michigan. Basically, it was owned by folks who were previous Haylett RV customers. They didn't happen to buy this one from us, but that doesn't mean you're not still our customer. We're not a place that our loyalty goes further than just the last camper you happen to buy, you know? Anyway, they were kind of contemplating getting a bunkhouse fifth wheel, and then they found a house they really wanted. And they said, we need to get rid of this camper, get some down payment money for that house, and that's why she's here. So let's take a serious look at this thing. If we like it, give us a call. Let's help these kids get a new home. What's going to be great about this has a lot of really fun, unique qualities. This is a very interesting rear dinette, rear living room. And since the folks are kind of just done with camping, they're even throwing in their weight distribution anti-sway hitch. So that's another one of those things maybe for first-timers or folks upgrading. You're not going to have to spend an extra, I don't know, $400, $500, $600 for a hitch on this thing. And that ain't all bad either. So other than the fact that the layout on this thing is very different from just about anything else you're going to see, and that's who Open Range is and was. In case you're curious, like, I'm going to call this thing an Open Range a million times. It says Mesa Ridge on the front. They're the same thing. The names are interchangeable at this point. The company was Open Range, and now they're the Highland Ridge Open Range, or the Highland Ridge Mesa Ridge. They're the same thing. Anyway, so like I said, other than the fact that the layout is a little different here, you can tell everything about this is different. This is a wide body coach with an extra deep slide that's extra tall, yet at what was it, 7,800 pounds or whatever? This is surprisingly manageable and towable. And that was always their whole thing, is that they were bigger but lighter than anything else really their size. And if you look at the cubic foot of space in this camper, they definitely lived up to that promise. Now, this has been well kept. The folks that traded in, they're very quality people. We always enjoyed working with them in the past. They're very great to work with. Hopefully they plan to maybe return to camping later on. Just right now, it's not in the cards. So let's start back here. Again, we've got a wide body coach, so we've got like a 100-inch wide, roughly, dinette. Now it's 100-inch exterior, so this would actually be a 6-inch interior dinette. But that's still 4 inches bigger than anything else could be. This thing is huge, so if you actually do want to sit a bunch of friends or family or something down here, eat, play some cards, whatever, you're good. The only thing is, I'm just not sure there's enough pillows on this thing. Holy cow. But the good news is, you can always just, you know, not put a pillow on this thing if you're interested in that. Now, the post removes out of this thing, just like any other dinette. I love that Open Range for a long time has used single leg posts so that you don't have that knee knocker experience of the double leg post. Now, all the windows open for ventilation, including the dinette side windows and the slide side windows, and even the windows within the door panel also open for airflow. And that's another thing I like about this. Usually in this business, when you get opposing slides, when you get an island, you get a middle entry door, but not this one. This is a very uncommon rear area entry door into the living area. It's very unusual. Now, over here, since instead of a sofa or recliners on the back wall, here we have our sleeper sofa, and next to it, our theater seat. And I love that little divider wall that kind of separates them. I don't know why, but I like definition. I like lines. I like knowing that things are in their place. And what's kind of cool here is if you take a look, starting with this sofa, you've got a big trifold sleeper sofa here, and it doesn't really cut the camper off because you can always walk around the island. And then these recliners are effectively like wall huggers. So these are both push-back recliners that if you need to sleep there, well, you can take a nap there too. Now, in addition to having a 100-inch wide body, a 4-inch wider body in the entire coach, you've got a 6-inch deeper slide out. So this thing is almost a foot wider in the living room than even most fifth wheels. And that's another thing. This is a part-for-part match with Open Range fifth wheels. It just happens to be on one flat deck. I'll have to double check. I'll be shocked if that's not a 15,000 BTU air. That's just how these things were always built by everybody. Even though it was optional, everybody put it on. Kitchen skylight lets in a lot of natural extra light here. And this was one of the first brands that brought a residential ducting style to their air conditioner system with a racetrack ducted system. So the air constantly loops around for superior airflow. It won't make it colder, but it'll get down to temp faster and it'll stay there more easily. And it was always the kitchens that really got me on these classic, unique, uncommon Open Range models. Though being shaped a little different, this kitchen is serious. And it's got one of my favorite Open Range features. I call it the Pullout Perfect Pantry. I love it when storage comes to you so that you don't have to go to the storage. You don't have to get on your hands and knees and go armpit deep to get to stuff. It just comes to you, which is the same reason they have this big giant drawer below the oven instead of just a drop-down knuckle buster. It makes life easy. They've got good dry storage cabinet space down below, but you notice anywhere they could, they put some extra drawers up high where they're easy to reach. You've actually got a nice chunk of countertop space both to the left and right of that stovetop. So whether you need appliance space, and you notice that power outlet over there, not an accident, it's located there. You've got room for the coffee makers and the blenders, or even a griddle back there. You could go griddle crazy on this thing for pancake time, and if you do that, please give me a call, because I don't want to have to go to the International House of Burgers to get a pancake, because apparently those guys thought pancakes were too hard. Anyway, more pantry storage, because why not, basically. This is something Open Range used to do a lot, is these sideways, inward-facing pantries, and I loved it. I wish they'd do more of it again. The spirit and the originality of the Open Range family is, again, something I think is just really present here. Now, to finish up the kitchen, I actually kind of had to put everything away because the island itself is impressive and all the storage capacity you get there. You've got 3 big cabinet sections here and 5 more drawers built right into the island, not including little tip-open sponge drawers under the sink, but 5 full extension plywood box drawers. Now, take a look at the entertainment center right here. You notice something that you tend to see in a lot of more modern campers, a theater seat right across from the entertainment center. These guys were just way ahead of their time. Open Range has been ahead of their time on so many different things, like the middle bunk fifth wheels that are so popular. Open Range made the very first one in 2009. It didn't take off right away. These guys have always been ahead of the curve. They're always looking at what's next. Now, this is another one of those rooms where that wider body makes a difference, because you get a little bit deeper countertop behind that sink. And normally you're not into like countertop space behind the sink, but in a bathroom it's fine because it's smaller. So it gives you lots of room back there for like your toothbrushes and stuff like that, but it puts the sink up close to you where it's easier to reach and you're not dribbling and dripping stuff everywhere. The porcelain stool angled on a corner here, so you got all kinds of legroom. And if I step in this bathroom, what's nice about this having that 7-foot interior, by the way, that's a 7-foot minimum. This camper on the roof is not just east-west crowned, it's actually north-south crowned also. So it's 7 foot here, but it actually gets taller through the living room and the bathroom of the RV. That's another one of the really cool features on these. You're going to have to play professional basketball to ever have headroom issues in here. And plenty of linen cabinet space in this thing. Spinning around. Now, it seems kind of odd, but for fire code, for safety, you do have the second entry door right here, but again, having a real window and not one just a frosty, cloudy glass on that door gives you tons of visibility of your campsite, extra light, easy to hop in and come and go to reach the bathroom in transit, or you can just pull that shade and have privacy. If you want to add a TV to the bedroom, you've got all your hookups up here. This is a 50-amp coach. If you want to add a second air, you can do it, and we have the facilities here at Haylett RV to do that for you. It would just occupy that roof vent up there. Now, this is a full 80-inch walk-around queen bed, so residential size mattress. And one of the things I've always liked is how much room there is around the bed on these things. And part of that is, again, the wide-body nature of this. Now, it is extra large walk-around space on this side of the bed. It's normal on that side of the bed because of the big, deep closet slide-out like you get in a lot of fifth wheels here on this trailer. Once again, defining themselves as a flat-deck fifth wheel way before that was even a common concept. So there's no hanging closet there. They wanted to leave that open for like a CPAP stand, which you also have here, but you're not losing out on storage, because if you notice, you've got huge overhead cabinet capacity in this thing. You've got that single hanging closet right there. And then if you take a look at this big storage closet slide out right here, the left side is going to be a big hanging section, actually about the left 3/4. But the right side, if you look, actually opens right up to become like an additional hideaway dresser space. So if you're going to be gone long term, or like if you just want to leave this parked at a seasonal site for full timing, it is perfectly suited for things like that. The outside looks good. Skin has a lot of gleam. The decals are not peeled and faded. Obvious care and maintenance went into this. The folks obviously didn't let it just sit there and rot. Some folks get a little spooked by the fact that there is an awning over that kitchen slide. But there's, first of all, that slide's like, or the awning's like 10 foot deep, the slide's like 18 inches deep. There's still more than enough room for a picnic table there. We're happy to put a battery box on it, open it up for you, no sweat. However, think about this, guys. Why do you sit under the awning of an RV? Because it's shady, because it's cooler. And why do people spend thousands of dollars putting a slide-out awning over their slides? To give it shade, protection. Well, you kind of have a built-in one of those here, so that's not all bad either. Let's look at these baggage doors. First of all, they're extra wide, they're extra tall, and that trend persists all the way through. I also love the fact that their pass-throughs are fully finished on these. That's one of the qualities I always liked on these guys. No corners were ever cut. They were doing the slam latch kind of stuff before a lot of guys, and little stuff like this you'll still find on open range models today. All of them really, is like this aluminum corner trim right here. It's far more resistant to heat expansion and contraction to prevent leaks from ever happening, guys. Because this is a big coach, you know, it needs that kind of extra structural stability, and it performs. Now, I've beaten the fact to death already, and I'm going to continue to do so, that it's a wide body coach with an extra deep slide, but that means that this thing could be kind of tipsy and feel a little, Tim, you're fine. People see me walk around with the camera, they always act like I'm going to get mad if they're in the shot. God forbid you realize there's other living, breathing human beings working here, right? Anyway, so what I was saying is, being that far past the axles and the jacks, they were afraid that this thing could be kind of jiggly. So it has strong arm stabilizer jack legs on all the stabilizer jacks, so that if you want to make this thing lock down like it's built on a concrete foundation, it can do that. So this slide right here is that deeper 42-inch seating slide I was telling you about, 6 inches deeper than basically anything else you're going to find out there. So that plus the wider body again makes us 10 inches wider in the living area. If I'm being ultra picky, it looks like maybe something bumped the skirting right here, and I don't even know if it's showing up on camera. I'm just reading the way that the light's reflecting off that. That's the pickiest I can be on this. There's just nothing to get my blood pressure worked up over. I don't care if you're looking for your first or last camper, this thing's in great shape. All the windows open for ventilation. Another benefit of those deeper slides is you have bigger cross breeze windows on the sides of the slide out. Aluminum structure, plywood roof and floor decking. I mean, it's built like a luxury fifth wheel. It's just on a flat deck, and that throws so many people off. For so many years, trailers weren't at the level of fifth wheels. This is one of those trailers that bucked that trend and really started to break that mold. And little things like this, an intelligently located electrical and water and cable docking station that's inside and enclosed and protected. And part of the reason I want to talk about that is the fact that this is one of the first trailers that ever achieved 0 to 100 degree testing and proven data. That's Open Range is about the most heavily insulated travel trailer or fifth wheel on the market today. They're very good for that. Previous owners had this little bolt-on bike rack on the back here. Well, bolt-on receiver hitch so they could add a bike rack to it. I think we're pretty much good at ground level. Let's hop upstairs, take a look at the roof, and you can see how she was kept up there as well. Yeah, other than a little storage dust. Like I rubbed my finger on this just to make sure it was just surface dust and not stains. This is sharp. This was obviously kept clean and conditioned. It just hasn't been used in a little bit and accumulated a little shipping dust. You can see all the vents have the Max Air vent covers on. We'll leave this thing open in the rain. The seals all look fantastic. I believe a number of these seals have actually been replaced in fairly recent time. Either that or this thing has just really been well kept and away from the sun, because, I mean, look at this stuff. It's still super pliable, too. So they obviously were very active and proactive in their maintenance and upkeep, and that's exactly what I like to see. And by the way, the little King Jack antenna system here, Open Range was one of the first towable manufacturers to really do this. It's something we loved because this is an antenna we've been selling aftermarket for years. I love the thing because it gets greater range and reception, and basically more channels, more clarity. So there you have it. So whether you need hitching, pieces, parts, trades, financing, truck and trailer package deals, RV delivery, and everything between, we do everything here at Haylett RV. So, you know, you can just go have fun camping because it's called recreational vehicles after all. So take care, stay safe, have fun, and happy camping, everyone.